What's going on, everybody? You got the little mouth, the south, the man without a plan, the master of all your disasters here, back with another video. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Wednesday morning, at least here where I'm at. Just a quick thing. I know I look weird. I shaved the beard finally. Oh, my hair is still kind of growing back, but my hair's growing back, getting longer again. But I hope you guys are all having a wonderful morning. But other than that, sorry I haven't been kind of posting. I know Leo's been posting, but I had my birthday on Friday, so it's been a long weekend. So I had a good time. I'm now 24. I was 23 on Friday, but then I turned 24. So other than that, I'm going to try to start posting again. I just had a long weekend, little vacation, so I enjoyed it. So anyways, we're going to get into the topic of this title, which is the end of Trudeau near? Because there's a lot of things going around right now with foreign interference, the election, the by-election next week of Toronto St. Paul's, and then also a recent polling that just came out within the last couple of hours. So first off, we're going to get into the foreign interference, whereas, with the Supreme Court possibly willing to open the investigation of the foreign interference. As, obviously Trudeau doesn't want to hand over documents, which actually the Supreme Court took care of the Emergencies Act, which they overturned the Emergencies Act and said it was not justified. So if this were to happen, let's just say, they look into the laws and say, okay, Trudeau can, Trudeau has to turn over the names. And, we need to know the names. Whether it's on the Conservative side, the Liberal side, or the NDP side, or even the Bloc. We need to know. And they need to be held accountable. And the Liberals say, oh, Pierre Poilievre is refusing to come under the curtain and look at this information. No. He's doing the right thing, because once you step under that tent, it's game over. You can't speak about it. You can't do nothing about it. So if an MP on his side were to get caught, he really necessarily couldn't remove them out of caucus. He can't. It's a barrier, and it's a trap that the Liberals want him to walk in, but he's very smart. So I hope that the Supreme Court does take this over and overturns it so those names can get pushed before this next election. Trudeau was ignoring it. Jagmeet's trying to play the blame game, as he usually does on the Conservatives and the Liberals, but it's like, you're propping up a government, Jagmeet. We're not even going to get into the topic about you. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully we hear more about that in the coming weeks to the months, up to the next election. So now I want to get into the debate of really the whole thing. Is the end of Trudeau coming? Which, I don't know if everybody knows this, but there will be a by-election next week in the Toronto St. Paul's riding. This has been a Liberal riding for about 30 years, held by Carolyn Bennett, the former mental health minister. And it's coming up on June 24th, which is a Monday, and it's actually showing a tight race with the Conservatives. And it has been for a little while. So it plays a lot with Trudeau. With the summer coming, with their whole plans of whatever they're going to do. I know Poilievre, he's going to go around and do what he did last year. Go and visit ridings, talk to people. I know he's starting in Quebec because he needs to gain some seats from the Bloc. Or even the Liberals. He doesn't want to see the Liberals. We don't want to see the Liberals catch up in Quebec, And do you know what? I think it's time for the Liberals to go. And I hope that Poilievre can gain some support in Quebec. It's going to take some time. But It's time for Trudeau to go. And with this by-election happening, this could send a clear message. So if the Conservatives do gain this seat, or even potentially close, this has to put Trudeau in fear. It has to. Because, yeah, let's just say the Liberals do hold on to that seat. Well, coming next year, within 490 something days, he's gonna possibly lose that seat. So, he needs to, regardless, even if it's a win for him, barely, it's still a loss. Because it puts his leadership in review. It absolutely does. And, I do hope that he loses this seat. But a lot of people are going to say, well, then that means he's going to resign. But I don't think so. And there's two options for this. And the one option is he could resign, or two, he could possibly say, you know what, fuck all my MPs and fuck Jagmeet along the way. I'm going to call this election, and none of the ones that didn't get their pensions are not going to get their pensions. He could do that, but I highly doubt it. If his MPs turn on him and say, you know what, we're done with you. You need to go. There's always going to be a way to backstab. And that's a possibility Trudeau could do. But I highly doubt it. He said he's clear as day. He's going to run. So, we'll see how that goes. And then, obviously, it's not going to go well for him. So, yeah, that's with the Toronto St. Paul situation. Now, I'm going to talk about the recent poll that I was just talking about that came out a couple hours ago. So this poll came out from Angus Reid poll, and it was done on June 18th, and it had a vote of 2,650 something voters for this poll. And the poll showed 42% for the Conservatives, 21% for the Liberals, 20% for the NDP, 10 for the Bloc. The Green Party, I think, had 6, and the PPC had 2. So, I know polls don't, like I said, polls don't really matter. This could all change within the election year or the election time, because obviously campaigns and everything can change things and results. But it gives us still an idea. The Liberals in that poll are doing worse than they have under Trudeau. These are getting close to Michael Ignatieff numbers back in 2011, when he only won like 34 seats. Trudeau is getting close to that number, and I hope he does, because this will send a clear message that people want Poilievre, or just people want change. And you know what? I hope he does take that loss. You know what? And this sends a message to not just Trudeau, it sends a message to Singh. You have an opportunity. Exactly, F Trudeau. Exactly, Charlie. Exactly. It sends a message to Trudeau saying, and Jagmeet saying, you better smarten up your act, even though it's too late. We're not fooled by your shit no more. But Jagmeet could take an option from this and say, can I pull the plug now and become possibly opposition? But I think the Bloc could have more opposition possibilities than the NDP. But I can't officially say that. But if anybody should take the official opposition, it should be the Bloc. I hate the Bloc, but I'd rather see the Bloc get it than the NDP or the Liberals. Colby, actually, that is a good question. Actually, that is a good question. I personally, if I'm talking myself, I would say yeah, he definitely does. But I'm sure there's been DNA tests to prove that, but we're never going to know about them. But just by looking at Trudeau Sr. compared to Castro, I don't see a resemblance into into Pierre Trudeau and Justin Trudeau. I don't. And for Jake, you have many options. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I totally 100% agree. You have many options. I'm just stating, whatever. But I agree, you do have other options. And that's the greatest thing about democracy and voting, we have other options. So you're not stuck with the same option. But I sure as heck wouldn't be voting Liberal or NDP, that's for 100%. But I absolutely agree with you, Jake, 100%. And you know what? This Toronto St. Paul's by-election is really going to prove it. With the Liberals, they're going to have to come to a decision at some point whether Trudeau's going to stay or go. But I think regardless of who they put in power, it doesn't matter. They're still going to lose. So Trudeau is best on to staying on, even through the next to the next election. And then once he takes his loss, he takes his loss. I don't really expect him to resign. As much as people keep telling me that he's going to resign. Am I Canadian? I'm Canadian. Born and raised. Born and raised, 24 years. At some points, I do kind of wish I was American. Only because I know it's probably not the greatest over there, but it's a hell lot better over there than it is here. Probably not by much. Are you American or a Canadian, Jake? Just curious. But I'd like to see Don Stewart, the CPC candidate, win in Toronto St. Paul's. It would put, I even seen a picture on X not too long ago of the candidate, Leslie Church, who's the Liberal candidate. There was a homeless person sleeping in front of her office. And I guess there was a post later that said that she asked them to step off of her building where she's where she's campaigning. Told them to sleep on the sidewalk. Are you fucking kidding me? This is what people are electing? This is bullshit. Disgusting. And that just buries her campaign. And I hope Don Stewart wins. I really do. Just to shove it in her face. Oh, you're from Australia? Awesome. You know what? I know you guys in Australia. You guys hate Trudeau too. And that's awesome. But absolutely, I think we need to toss Trudeau as soon as possible. And it's going to be amazing when we do. But only time will tell whenever that election is called. But I thought I would give you guys sort of an update of what's going on. And I'm going to definitely post more as we know more. Blame Canada. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jake. Every time, I've heard from Australians, and that's all I've heard. They do not like him there. And you know what? I love Australia. I've never been there. I've had friends that have been there. I've seen it. It looks beautiful. As long, if they hate Trudeau, I fit right in. Exactly, though, Pompey Jr., blame Canada, or the people that voted for Trudeau. And you know what? I know a lot of Liberal voters. Even Leo on here was once a Liberal voter. And they were all fooled. Because they got, every decade or so, every 10 years, they get sick of the current government. People got sick of Harper. People got sick of Martin. People got sick of John Chrétien. Eventually it's going to become to a point where every 10 years you're going to get sick of your government. And I just hope, more people wake up from Trudeau every day, and the polls for him keep going down. You know, we need to send a message now. This election, like I said, it's now or never. This election matters. Every vote matters. As long as it doesn't go to Trudeau, every vote matters. Even new voters. That's what I try to encourage, new voters, because voting is important. People say voting isn't important. It is important. It's very important. And every vote matters, and encourage new voters wherever you are. Even if you're in a different country, different state, encourage it, because voting is important. Ooh, that's awesome. Oh, absolutely, 100%. They do all lie. What's up, Drizzy? They do lie. They 100% do lie. And I'm not going to say Poilievre's perfect. But you know what? I don't agree with some things that he says and does. But at the end of the day, I'd rather want change, some sort of change. And at least give him a shot, because if he fucks up, he's going to have it worse than Trudeau. I will tell you that right now. He will have it worse. But I'm willing to give that chance and let him try. Because I think he'd do a lot better than Trudeau, I'll tell you that. Drizzy, this is just kind of talking about, like, the by-election coming for Toronto St. Paul's next week. Also with the foreign interference. And also with the recent poll that just came out from Angus Reid, which shows the Liberals at a really bad drop than they've ever been under Trudeau. So I don't know if you can skip to the beginning of this, if you can kind of watch it, but just once it's done, once it uploads, you can kind of rewatch it and catch up. Yeah, I'm from Canada. Where are you from, Drizzy? Just curious to know. Are you American? Or even, for Jake, Australian? Just curious. It's great to hear from people all around the world. But I gotta say one thing, and oh, you're from USA. Which state? Awesome. Yeah, you guys got an election coming up in November. I bet you're excited. Our election ain't till October next year. Oh, you're from California. Hey, Compton. City of Compton. Awesome. Is it nice and sunny there? I don't know if it's really hot over there. Oh, you don't vote? Understandable. Everybody has their own perspective. Is it hell in California right now, Drizzy? %, TT. I agree, 100%. You know what? It has been misery here in Canada, but oh, it's sunny. Awesome. It's been sunny here. We're in a heat wave right now, so it's been almost 100 degrees. So we're surviving, It's the people that keep me and everybody going in this country. We're in a lot of negative right now, but it's the people. Always the people that keep me going. And it gives me hope for the future. Oh, you're from Wattier? Awesome, Drake. It's great to hear from you guys. It's great to kind of at the same time get to know each other. And definitely subscribe, guys, because Leo, which is, co-owner, the owner, my coworker, we post videos there all the time here, whether it's politics or even Leo does outdoor stuff like jet skiing, all sorts of cool stuff. So it's not just political. There's also some cool stuff, and we go to events for certain things. It's awesome. You were on a TV show? Oh wait. Okay. But anyways, yeah, hopefully this is the end of Trudeau, and hopefully Don Stewart does win this by-election for Toronto St. Paul's, and we'll keep you posted on that within the coming, maybe within the coming week for sure, but within the coming days, I'm sure we'll have some stuff going. I know Leo, I'm sure, will be jet skiing sometime, I'm sure this weekend. I don't know. I'll have to talk to him about that, but he's been making a little bit more content recently, and I'm going to try because, you know, we like making content for you guys. You know, you guys are the reasons we're here. And we have this channel. You guys are the reasons. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sure we'll post within this week some more stuff. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful Wednesday morning here. Well, I don't know whatever time it is for you guys, but for us it's Wednesday morning. Almost 7 o'clock in the morning. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you're new for all sorts of new cool videos. And you all have a wonderful morning.